Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another girlfriend's recap. This is my new equipment, you guys. So hopefully everything sounds great. I'm getting great levels here. Let's bump it up a tad, okay? But we got the Rodecaster, we got the Shure mic. Girl, it's giving podcast. Oh yes, it's giving podcast. Yes, and there are sound effects. All right. I'm excited about it. But let's go ahead and get into girlfriends. This episode is called The Declaration of Independence. Okay. So Tony tells Joan that Lynn has decided to sign up for another graduate program. And they are tired of taking care of her at this point. Like they are doing everything for her. She lives with them, they feed her, they pay for everything. It's giving parental figures, is what it's giving. Lynn has been staying with Tony for 8 weeks after Joan kicked her out because she'd had it up to here. Okay. Tony is about to send her over to Jones because now she's had it up to here. Jones says, please don't. I have done my job. I have raised Lynn for 8 years. Okay. You only had her for 8 months. Bottom line, it's time for Lynn to pay her way. Get a job. Stop running away from adulthood. Stop running away from responsibility. It's catching up with your ass. Okay. So, Yvonne is taking up all of William's time, trying to spend every waking moment together. It's giving codependency. If only the Black people had therapy in the early 2000s. I mean, I know they did, but they didn't. It's hard enough in 2023, 20 years later, to get them to realize that some of the issues they think are normal are actually not. Someone needs to talk to a doctor about these things, but it's given codependency. Either way, again, William feels like he's had it up to here, okay? He is tired of being on stakeouts with her and going to the gun range. He's had it up to here, okay? Tony and Joan give Lynn an intervention. It's time for her to take care of her damn self. It's time for her to get a job and a place to stay where she pays to stay there. She downs the work system and says, no, thank you, America. I'm going for my doctorate. And Tony says, you need to get a job. That's what you need to do. Lynn says that she's not a conformist. Joan says, get a part-time job. Do something before you are on the street. She says that she thought they were her friends. Oh no, not a guilt trip. Not a guilt trip. Now you're trying to guilt and shame your friends because they no longer want to be financially responsible for you because they want you to rise to the occasion as they have done. Girl, what? If they cared about her. Girl, if we cared about you, it's been 8 years postgraduate of us helping take care of you. What are you talking about? She thought they had her back. Joan says you are using school to avoid the real world. Lynn says, duh, you just figuring that out? Maybe you should go back to school. Okay, see, this is why you need to figure out somewhere to stay since you're so damn smart. Tony says, okay, I suggest you pound that pavement before you end up sleeping on it. I know that's right. Under the bridge. Maya is at work suffering with the hormone treatments that she's trying to get to shrink her fibroids, and Joan would like for her to do some work in between her spa day. Maya threatens to kick her ass, which is a liberty you are taking because you are very close friends with your boss, because otherwise, ma'am, it's giving unemployment line. William asked Joan and Maya to do something with Yvonne because she's taking up too much of his time. Because God forbid he could just be honest with her and tell her that he's feeling a tad bit smothered. And yes, she'll probably do what I would do, which is completely pull back in a petty manner. But ultimately, if she really cares about you, y'all will come back together and she'll figure out a way to have some balance in the situation. I mean, that's what I would do, because I'm also working on my codependency issues, girl. It's a brand new day. Lynn comes in and asks to talk to Joan privately. She tells her she couldn't find a job because she knows she can manipulate Joan easier, and she asks for more time. So she gives Lynn a job doing yard work at her house. When Tony finds out, she gives Joan the money that Joan gave to Lynn and tells her that she's moving back in with her. I ain't got time for this. You want to give her a job instead of making her go out there in the world and become dependent on somebody else's paycheck? You gonna give her the money to give to me? No. Keep your money. She come and live with you. I'm out. I'm done. Okay, it's over. And to be honest with you guys, I felt like this is one of those moments where Tony is doing exactly what needs to be done. Okay, boundaries. I've helped, I've done my part. Now it's enough, and I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay. Lynn, Tony, and Maya, and Yvonne give Joan an intervention about her enabling. Tony says Joan lets Maya take advantage of her at work, okay, because she's a friend. You let her do any old thing. And I just said, we know that's true. But Maya was like, girl, we are not here about me. We are here about her enabling Lynn. She's so busy enabling, she doesn't let them handle their own business. This is very true. Just like this thing with Yvonne and William. Girl, why you threw that out there? Now Yvonne is like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What you mean this Yvonne and William thing? What you mean, girl? Yvonne threatens violence again to get to the truth. It's giving real police officer. She loves that job. She fits in perfectly. Joan tells her William wanted them to spend a little bit more time with her. Lynn takes accountability for making Joan an enabler and she leaves out, okay? Because she's saying she takes accountability, but really this is so she can make them feel bad. This is her pattern. So some time goes by. Girls haven't talked to Lynn, and Joan is especially worried because she is the mother hen of the clique, okay? And she's stressing herself out, worrying about a grown ass woman, and decides to start putting out flyers looking for Lynn. It's ridiculous. She also apologized to Yvonne for playing part in Williams, kind of just throwing her off on someone. Like, don't be a part of that man not being accountable in his relationship. He needs to have a conversation with his girlfriend instead of throwing her off on y'all. Yeah, nah. Okay. He needed to be checked about that. Yvonne has been ignoring Williams' calls to teach him a lesson. As I said, you want space, nigga? I will disappear. Do you hear me? Disappear. All right. So she hasn't been answering his phone calls, and she tells him Joan told her everything. And he apologizes for forcing her on his friends. He asks, what does she want? And she says the key to the condo in a drawer. They have a stare down, and Yvonne wins. Is that what you wanted, Yvonne? Did you want to be closer to this man so badly that you're going to ignore the fact that y'all are getting over an argument about him pushing you off on other people because he feels smothered? And now, in order to get back cool after him responding not so well to your smothering, you want a key to his condo in a drawer? And he gives it over to her with such annoyance and dismay. Like, will you make sure you're there to let me in later? Like, why? And she's just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, why? Like, this can just be me. But as a woman, I don't want to have to force you into anything. I will let you know what my expectations are, but I don't want to have to force you into anything. And I damn sure don't want somebody marrying me or giving me a key to their place or any type of commitment that they fully don't want to engage in. I don't want that. And the fact that Yvonne was so happy and considered this a win to muscle William into giving her even more space in his life when he was telling her that he felt smothered, yet it felt counterproductive. I can't wait to get into other shows. So after we finish this first season of Girlfriends, I'm going to dip over to like Moesha or Martin or something, because there is a theme, or even Family Matters for that matter. But there's a theme in a lot of the shows that we grew up watching where they give you the happy ending, but the happy ending totally ignores what the real issue was. The real issue is he felt smothered and y'all's relationship is codependent. And he handles it wrong. But instead of taking accountability for the fact that you may be smothering him a little bit and you need something to do besides always obsessing about him, the answer after he handles it wrong is for you to get a key to his place in a drawer in his apartment, as if that is not even more codependency, taking up more space in his life, more smothering. Yeah, that doesn't fix what the problem is. So when we get to latter episodes and things don't work out between Yvonne and William, we'll see that there was a pattern along the way of him not really being ready or wanting what it is that she wanted. And her going along with any and everything that he wanted her to go along with simply because she wanted that picture so badly, that delusion so badly, to ignore moments like this where you're like muscling this man into giving you space in his apartment. Like, girl, it should never go down like that. Not at all. He should be giving that to you happily as a sign of his commitment, not giving it to you apprehensively because he felt like he didn't have a choice. Because if not, then he would lose you. That mindset works, but only to a certain extent, because at some point you got to understand that anytime a man is making decisions, not because he fully wants to, but because he feels like he has to in order to keep you for the moment, it's not going to end up well. It's just not. Because is the change real? Is the energy real? And it's not giving real, y'all. It's giving fake. Maya decides she's had enough of the hormone therapy and she's going to go and do the surgery. Thank God. We're tired of her walking around with her feet wrapped in plastic and just acting like a total bitch at work because she's on hormone therapy. Yvonne finds Lynn house sitting trespassing at a house in Bel Air and drops her off to Jones. Joan lets her stay with her for a month and a half. Again, the issues at the beginning of this episode. Lynn continues to take advantage of her friends. Yvonne continues to smother William. We get to the end of the episode. Yvonne has more space in William's home to smother him more. Lynn is back in Joan's place to stay there for another month and a half. Nothing has been resolved. But child, they'll play music and a laugh track and make you think that it all went down good. It was great. Yeah. So that's episode 17 or 16. Child, y'all know I'm off. But either way, I'll be back with another. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next one.